Isa ka ba sa mga taong madalas na nagtatabi ng mga bagay kahit na hindi mo na ginagamit? Pero dahil sa matinding emotional attachment at pakiramdam na baka ito ay kailanganin mo pa sa hinaharap, patuloy mo itong tinatago. Nako, hoarding daw yan.
Oo, parang nanay ko ganyan eh. At para ipaliwanag ang ibig sabihin ng hoarding at hoarding disorder, makakasama po natin ngayon ang psychiatrist na si Dr. Catherine Tan. Magandang umaga po, Doktora.
Hello, good morning sa inyong lahat. Thank you for having me this morning.
Eto, para sa kalaman po ng ating mga ka-RSP, no? Ano po ba yung hoarding at ano naman yung mga common signs and symptoms ng hoarding disorder na pala?
Like what you pointed out, marami sa ating mga kababayan may mga sintomas nga na nangongolekta ng mga gamit na hindi kailangan at nagkakaroon ng clutter nga. So, we call this hoarding disorder kasi nakikita nga natin na mga sintomas na ito ay nakaka-affect din ng mga functionality natin at yung capability natin to be able to live our lives properly naman. So kung halimbawa hoarding disorder, there are three things that we have to establish So one, yun nga, nagkakaroon siya ng urge na nangongolekta at keeping yung mga hindi mga kailangan na gamit. So medyo common yung nakikita natin yung mga paper bags na kadami kasi iniisip natin gagamitin natin yung mga plastic bags, lalong-lalo na yung mga bote nga and yung mga yung mga take-out na lalagyan. So we see that very, very common din. And then nakikita din natin na because of this collecting, it's too much. So nagkakaroon din ng clutter. So nakikita nga natin na chaotic yung sa loob nga ng bahay kasi kadami-dami na. It's taking up so much space. And yet nahirapan nga itong mga patients natin na mag-let go. And then finally, nakikita din natin, we established that yung habits nila ay nakaka-affect sa function nila at nakaka-affect din yung sa pinaka well-being at yung lifestyle din nila.
Doc, ako medyo guilty ako dito. Feeling ko naman parang lahat naman tayo nagiging guilty rito. May mga ganyan tayong moments in life. Doc, ano po ba ang posibleng causes at triggers nitong hoarding disorder?
Well, you know what? Dati, they considered hoarding disorder as part of obsessive-compulsive disorder, pero they saw nga it's not the case. May mga explanation na there is a decrease in function in a particular part of the brain din. Pero overall, nakikita din natin na it's not actually that well understood. Pero we also consider na there's a genetic component to it. It's also noticeable na marami nakikita natin is more of advance of age. So possibly epigenetics could also be a culprit then. Kasi if you notice nga na these particular generation are products of the World War. So kung halimbawa na resources are very scarce and your adaptation is to hoard, to keep things. Kasi yun nga, tayo ay stockpiling for the possibility that things may be scarce again and kailangan din natin eventually. So nagiging habit na rin natin. And then it's carried over from generation to generation. Kasi yun nga yung tinuturo sa atin ng mga parents natin, mga grandparents natin. Pero there are multifactorial components. Pero overall when we're talking about hoarding disorder, medyo mataas yung statistics niya They estimate about 3 to 5% of the general population with a lifetime prevalence of 14%. So it's actually quite a common condition. Pero yung nakaka-concern lang nga, sometimes these habits are so severe that it can also cause yung health problems din or hazards din. Like example, kung halimbawa sa sobrang daming gamit na naka-clutter sa loob na ng bahay, nasa earthquake belt tayo, nasa tayo, kung halimbawa tag-init, tapos kulang yung tubig, fire hazard din siya. It can catch fire and pwede siyang maliyab din. And then yun nga, kung pwede rin din siyang falling hazard din na kung halimbawa sa sobrang dami, mahuhulog din siya and nahirapan to navigate your way sa loob ng bahay din. And then health risk din kasi it attracts mga pests, mga rodents. And then for some extreme cases then we've been collecting yung mga things na talagang very infectious already. Like there I do recall watching a particular TV series called Hoarders. And there was an episode na this person was collecting already used diapers and it piled up in the bathtub. So it could be extreme measures. And then, lalo na, it can cause disease and death. Especially, hoarding is not limited sa gamit alone, ha? It can also be mga animals, mga pets, mga strays na rin-rescue. Pero, unfortunately, they are neglected. Kaya, it's a very concerning condition actually.
Nangongolekta ng used diapers, medyo matindi na yung level na yun.
Ganun ka, di ba?
Hindi ako
Ay,
ganun.
di ba?
Well, minimalist ako. Doktora, Profi, madalas pinagtatalunan namin ng nanay ko to dati dahil ang nanay ko gusto itinatabi. Lahat ng bagay. Ako naman gusto ko magbawas para maninis lagi. Pero, eto po, yung iba kasing mga kababayan natin, sentimental lamang.
Yes.
So ano po ba yung kaibahan ng pagiging simpleng sentimental o talagang mahilig sa koleksyon at disorder na ng hoarding?
Well, like pointed out nga when it comes to hoarding, yung mga hino-hoard natin ay yung mga useless items. Tapos yun nga, nagiging na siya, nag-accumulate na siya to significant numbers already. So, how much paper bags do we actually need through the years? So, kung halimbawa, it's a whole room full of paper bags already that you don't use, maybe you have to reconsider nga. Pero kung halimbawa, we're talking about a collection, so, halimbawa, people collecting mga sneakers, mga figurines, that would be a different case kasi yun nga, it's probably displayed properly, organized, and with intent naman. And there, like you pointed out din na there is probably some value to it. Pero yun nga, yung hoarding, what we usually see is we tend to collect yung mga things of insignificant value. Like I pointed out nga, baka mga pieces of mail na 10 years already, newspapers na it's stockpiling already. Na what good would it be for? And yun nga, I also mentioned na it has to establish yung 3 criteria nga na there's the collection of useless things and the inability to let it go. And then nagkakaroon ng clutter in the house. So the emphasis on the word clutter And then the third is nagko-cause na rin siya ng dysfunction sa natin, yung capacity natin, yung nakaka-impede sa pinaka-function natin sa daily lives natin.
Ano po ang pinakamabisang paraan para ma-manage po yung hoarding tendencies ng tao?
Well, unfortunately for hoarding disorder, when we talk about hoarding disorder, I'm talking about the actual psychiatric diagnosis kasi hoarding can be used as a verb na parang, okay, I'm hoarding or stockpiling like yung mga canned goods na just in case lang na something happens and I'm not able to refill yung mga groceries natin. Although, like I pointed out, pag hoarding, insignificant yung value kasi yung mga hino-hoard natin. Pero talking about the psychiatric disorder itself, unfortunately, hoarding disorder is treatment resistant. So, studies show that although very poor yung prognosis, pero the recommendation is to consider nga na psychotherapy. So, a particular type of psychotherapy that is recommended is cognitive behavioral therapy. And then another, kung halimbawa in terms of medication, we can also consider then mga antidepressants, usually from the family of SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Again, very limited yung expectation natin kasi probably one one factor that could make this condition quite difficult to manage is usually we diagnose it late. So, yun nga, usually advance of age na, and then nakikita natin, wow, sobrang dami na at ang sikip-sikip na ng bahay and danger zone na yung bahay. And then sometimes it could be extremes already na yung mga patients natin ine-evict na kasi nung nakita ng landlord, grabe, yung pangongolekta, it's already, dangerous to be inside the house and it's very unsanitary already. So, unfortunately, ito yung mga challenges natin when managing hoarding disorder.
Ayan, di baling yung mga hinuhoard natin assets pa, no? Pwede mong ibenta balang araw. Pero yung mga wala ng silbi, siguro dapat itapon na yan para makaluwag-luwag din sa inyong mga tahanan. Well, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng impormasyon na ibinahagi sa amin ngayong umaga. Maraming salamat, Dr. Catherine Tan.
You are most welcome and thank you for having me.